PUMPY is up about 80x since the last video. It was called a 30k market cap. Right now it's somewhere around 2.2, 2.4, I think, at this stage. Today I will reiterate on the thesis because I do believe most of you essentially lost it in the first place, missed it, and actually it's going to be a reaction video. I will be reacting to the man I love the most in this world, which is myself. And I think each and every one of you should love yourself the most. And I think we already kind of do that, right? So we're talking about PUMPY, we're talking about the thesis, we're talking about why it's 100x meme coin from here. And no, I did not sell my mobile bag. I'm holding, waiting for the Bonk ecosystem to pick up. Without further ado, let's dive in.
So it's a very interesting thing about PUMP, and I wanted to talk a bit about it. So the current setup is PUMP Fund is trying to capture new cohorts of people, new social part of people. And I really like the comparison of PUMP Fund to Facebook out there. Essentially, they raised $2 billion exactly the same way Facebook raised $2 billion before they started to expand like crazy.
This was actually the take from Ren from Crypto Banter. I've seen this on his video. And I think actually like the psyop is way bigger than any of us can understand at this stage. Because imagine if they truly want to exit scam from the US system, they need a bunch of liquidity. In order to be able to do that, they need to heavily financialize everything in this world. And streaming, I think you just don't fucking understand what the fuck is happening. Streaming, if Pump Fund is successful as a product, and it has pretty great fucking success chance to be successful at the product. Why? Because they have $2 billion fucking dollars. And because this is essentially new funnels. These are new ways of doing business. This is new ways of doing content. This is new ways of doing anything. Because you are getting into highly financialized space. You are getting heavily financialized, monetized for all of the activity because everything is highly financialized. And I'm not paid by Pump Fund, by the way. So there are people who have been doing YouTube content for years, right? And they're switching to Pump right now. And the setup is very, very easy. In our entire lifetime of doing YouTube content, because Bitcoin channel has made $9,000. In 24 hours, we made $9,400 from Pump.fun. More since the May 3rd of 2022. In one day, they made more than they made in 3 years. It's so fucking easy to understand that it's just going to happen. And it's also a funny thing that it seems like Pump, it's free for them. Like they're not paying this money from the treasury that they have. They're paying this money from the transaction fees that users are generating, trading on the platform. If you think about that, Pump.fun in the current setup, the streaming platform, is the ultimate trading bot. It's actually competing with Axiom as well, but it's competing with Axiom at its core. It's competing at the point of creation of the coins, and there is just no other way to be trading these coins. Obviously, there are ways on Axiom, right? But if there will be a bunch of people who just sit there and watch the streams, they have an infinite edge over just a trader on Axiom because they can see what the fuck is happening on the stream, they get the conviction, they can analyze themselves. This psyop is way bigger than you fucking think at this stage. And PUMPY, again, PUMPY is your retail exposure into the whole thing. I would even dare to say that PUMPY is your retail exposure in US government exit scamming the West. It's probably a couple years from here. I was saying the same thing about Moment. I think that the part of US, more like connected to Trump, they will be exit scamming through Bonk. Partially, right? The part of US that more connected to Israel, they will be exit scamming through Pump. Right now, they are way stronger from my point of view, mainly because they have just been on this market for a longer time, right? It's more like Trump family, they're kind of like smaller con artists, and Pump connections, people who are around Pump, they're like the ones who have been scamming like regular people for centuries. Just robbing them, sending them to wars. They know this shit very, very well. I'm saying you this is a much bigger psyop than anyone can, than even I can imagine myself at this stage. And the outcome of this thing might be very, very interesting.
Right now, the setup is like this. They opened up a streaming service, something like Twitch or Kick, where people are coming and they stream, and automatically they have a coin attached to their stream. And essentially, the more people watch the stream, the more people are willing to buy the coin, and the higher the coin goes up. The issue I'm seeing here is obviously the whole setup is focused on new people coming to crypto. And new people, the most successful are they have like an existing fan base, they have a current audience. New people coming to crypto, they do understand that the current audience, the major fan base, they probably don't fucking know anything about crypto. They never would figure out how to install a fountain wallet, send some money there, and even if they would send some money there, they would never spend major amounts on any coin.
I can kind of object this and I can counter this. That again, it's all about the lucrativity of opportunity. If something seems lucrative enough, people will come, they will join, they will figure this shit out 100%. This is how retail was joining, buying Dogecoin from some fucking centralized exchanges. Everyone figured out how to put the money on the tax, right, and buy Dogecoin. And I do believe everyone will figure out how this thing works as well. All it takes is one neighbor that made $100,000 on some fucking streamer coin. This is all it takes at this stage. It's a highly financialized thing. Again, it's the best marketing. Crypto was always saying green candles are the best marketing. Listen to me. what is happening currently is that they are bringing green candles to a real world. None of the Web2 products will be able to compete. Once the pump fund is successful and everyone just sees that, everything will get highly financialized. Each and every Web2 product will get highly financialized. They will have implementation crypto. We had an attempt last year with these tap applications, and I thought that this is the new way to do funnels, right? Because the default way to do funnels, you have to spend marketing, you have to have ad spend, you have to spend for marketing. And with tap applications, you're spending fucking nothing, and the whole model is win-win. Why? Because it's highly financialized. In the first place, you have to understand this. This is the new paradigm. This is the new paradigm of doing business. This is the new paradigm of finance. And Deep State is highly interested in doing this because they have to financialize everything under Turok. They need liquidity. They hold all of the supply of all the shit out there. They need to create a giant pile of liquidity in order to rug everything out there. You have to understand what the fuck is happening. There is a reason.
So them coming on these platforms and having the coin, they probably will just try to rug current crypto audience. In the first place, they don't fucking care about current crypto audience. That's why like we're seeing all these charts, they're just pumping.
I kind of like this take, but at the same time, like over time, it's not like they will rug. It's more like crypto people will definitely be taking advantage of them. Just taking advantage of creators, just buying supply of some coin, seeing like some good creator and then just shilling the creator coin out there. And like if you think about that, the creator, like they cannot even care. Like I do believe it's already happening and it will be happening as well, that a bunch of creators on Pump Fund, they will be just come to stream, they just will be getting their fees and they would not even know that they could have bought like supply of the token and hold it. I do believe that this is something will be happening. It's an ultimate vehicle of gambling. It's an ultimate vehicle of financialization. It's way better than prediction markets out there. Because you can gamble on anything. You can gamble on someone streaming. And again, this is just one thing. There is the same thing happening with music, with different artists. The whole shit will get highly financialized and probably cabbled by the strongest parties out there. Because again, this is where they see huge, giant fucking opportunity. This is what they should be hunting for. I don't believe that small products would be able to thrive only if they will be very, very good, but they will be bought up by these large organizations. They will hold everything in order to like financialize the whole thing. This is the new fucking paradigm shift. This is the most important thing that is happening right now.
Pump and dumps. I lost $4,000 or $5,000 on one of the meme coins in terms of the streamer real coins yesterday myself, which is pretty insane, and I don't like it yet. I don't understand the current setup.
Of course, I
don't understand what is exactly happening. If you think that so many people are bullish on Pump just because it's such a great coin, I think you're fucking wrong. What is actually happening is that Pump team currently is spending tens of millions of dollars a week onto marketing. They're buying the biggest.
It's interesting. I have to explain my own video. So, yeah, it's also a very good take. Like, you can be bullish on Pump, but the reason there was so much buzz, and I think it will continue, is because they would just invest an insane amount of money in terms of marketing, right? And it's a very, very simple setup. Even if you like don't believe into the narrative, if you don't like some shit, this stuff is just capturing part of this liquidity that is being spent on a daily basis into marketing. Like Pump is doing this. And just because of it, just because of this thing only, like it's a very clear thesis right away, and it's a very clear thing on why it should go higher, because this marketing spend is not going to fucking stop, because they have $2 billion in cash that they're willing to spend here.
Biggest KOL in crypto. We have seen Alex Becker and Crypto Banter doing shows on Pump as well. This is definitely both thing in the first place. They are pumping so many people into this ecosystem, into the streaming ecosystem at this stage. And me, being a regular market member at this stage, I don't understand. I don't have any retail exposure into this thing. They either want you to buy their pump back, which is high, $3 billion fucking market cap, a bunch of VCs, and I think there's a very limited upside at this stage. And obviously I missed the trade. I was not able to long it.
Limited upside, short term, yes. Long term, there might be quite a lot of upside. Something I wanted to add here as well is that how you have to pursue Pumpy, how you have to look at it, is it's actually an asset that is solving a real problem on the market. And the real problem is there are these millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars of marketing inflows coming from Pump. There is this main coin, which if you're like just a retail, regular person, you're not going to be rich from it, right? And there is like a degeneracy casino that you have to buy all these coins, you're not sure if you're getting rocked, you're not sure that like most of the streamers, most likely in the first wave, they will just rock, right? And just stop and do all the stupid shit out there. So there is nothing in between. There is nothing for a retail investor to be able to speculate on. This is a very important thing. Like this is an investment asset, if you think about that is solving a real investment issue. And I'm sharing this myself here. Like I want to have something I can hold. I want to have something that works as an index of the whole thing, and I want to have something that's just exposure to ecosystem. Ecosystem grows, it pumps, right? But it pumps like crazy because it's a lower market cap, it's meme coin, and it's kind of like an index of everything that is happening on the platform. I actually love for pump fund streams to become bigger and bigger and bigger, but I don't want to spread my liquidity thin because I would want to buy like many different things out there. I would not want to spread my liquidity thin on the many streams and like watch after each and every coin and things like that. I just want to buy an index and that's it. Just hold the index and just make sure that everything is alright.
It was leveraged at the time at the bottom, so I missed the trade 100%. Secondly, I don't want to follow all these fucking streamers, like not understanding what the fuck is happening, just ragging left and right. I do understand that most likely I will lose money there. I don't have any edge, I don't know how to use the sniper tools, I don't want to sit for 24 hours behind my screen. What I do want to have...
Yeah, so this is exactly something that I just said.
I want to have a retail index exposure, but will be an index, like exposure index into each and everything of what is happening currently, into Pump team pumping the money, into all the streamers coming to the platform. I want to have a retail exposure, probably Memecoin, the asset that just goes up, and it's just a natural exposure into all of the things that are happening around the platform. And at the same time, obviously, I don't have it currently. So I was thinking, what the fuck can be this coin that I can actually buy that have a direct connection to Pump, to everything that is happening, and is going to be a nice retail index out there. For me, the main thing that I would be able to hold, I would be able to become a member of community, I would be able to...
Please note, I'm not talking about like sell after 2x, sell after 10x, sell after 50x, sell after 100x. I'm talking about buy and hold. Just buy and hold. This is what I'm talking about. This is, I think, where the whole edge fucking lies. Just buying and just holding. This is how you're making the most amount of money in any meme coins out there, in general in any assets. Just fucking buying and just holding. If you're a pussy, you can sell after like a 2x or something and just continue holding further.
Be able to push, I would just be able to hold. Because to be honest with you, I lost all of my money trading. And I made $2 million just by fucking buying and holding Boba.
I lost a lot of money just trading. And this was the money that I made just buying and holding.
I was doing nothing. I was pretty much dead. I was not doing anything with my Boba coins out there. And that's how I made $2 million with it. So my logic here is very simple. I want an index. I want to buy and hold. I want to become a member of community. That's it. I don't want to jerk off and jump from one coin to another and do fucking nothing. I think...
Yeah, if you think about like regular trader experience with all the streamer coins, there's definitely upside if you're like active. It's probably like very similar to trenches, right? You have to check like new streamers. You have to check how consistent they are. They are just their own KOLs for each and every coin. Right? Strongest thing probably is going to be when there is a streamer and when there are like other default crypto QLs supporting a streamer. That's probably like the strongest thing. I think so far what has happened is that there are just singular streamers, they just stream and no one is fucking supporting them, right? At least I didn't hear about like, I was not like mostly following like backwork and all these coins, but they essentially pump and dump, right? The idea with these streamers and the idea with these coins is that if the person is consistent on the platform, the coin will just continue to go higher and higher and higher and higher. It's just a game of consistency. As they say in business, like content strategy, it cannot work. It always works. The only thing that is the hardest and that everyone is losing at is just staying consistent and obviously improving over time. Because if you're doing shit content, no one fucking cares, right?
I just found the solution. And it's very interesting. It's not just me. Pump Fund ourselves tells us the way out. It tells us exactly what should be this coin. So if you look at the post, the Pump Fund themselves, they just posted this 16 hours ago. They're saying when retail begins coming in hordes, their path will be very clear. Pump folio. And as you can...
This one very interesting because I was thinking about pumping. I've seen it like probably like a day before this. And when I'm talking about this right now, it's also 11:11 on the clock. It's very interesting. I've seen this a day before it, and like almost like 8-10 hours later, Pump Fund actually posts this picture, right? I know like there is some other coin out there called like Copsy or something, but I'm not sure like that's it. I do like the ticker Pumpy way more. I think it has way better exposure to retail. And I think like this is going to be the next thing because it solves this new problem, it solves this new issue. It's not just a mascot. I'm not seeing this like a mascot. Like mascot market cap, yeah, I think it's fair. Like $3 fucking million, I think it's fair. It's an index to streamer coins. It's a solution for people who have capital, who want to have exposure into the whole thing at the same time and be able not to sit and jerk off to all the streamers on a daily basis. I don't want to be doing that. I want to buy a retail asset to have crazy risk on exposure. I know it's a risky asset. I want to have an asset that I will be able to hold, and I want to have the asset that just appreciates with the growth of the whole ecosystem. There is a new streamer, I missed it, nice. Pump is getting some exposure. Pump is pumping because there is a new streamer and there is new liquidity in the ecosystem. There is some crazy existing influencer starting to stream on Pump Fund, nice. I missed his coin, alright, it's fine. Pump is still pumping because there is a new person who just joined the ecosystem. This is what this idea about. You have Pump as like general index of debt, but again, it's $3 billion market cap. There are a bunch of VCs sitting at the debt. This is a retail solution to this issue. And this is what I like. It's not a mascot. It's an index. It's solving an investment issue on the market that is very easily identifiable. Like if you look at the ecosystem, you would see this issue right away. You would see that there should be an asset like this that should be closing this investment issue.
As you can see here, you have Troll, you have Lore something, you have House, Shield House, I think you have Unstable Coin. In the middle of all this is actually kind of like a mascot of PUMPY, which is essentially their logo, but it has legs and it has arms as well. And it also has TBC. I was putting this screenshot into ChatGPT and it said to me that it probably means to be continued. So they themselves are kind of giving the main meme coin out there. There should be an index to everything that is happening on PUMPY. And this is exactly something that I want. I want the retail fucking index. I can just buy and hold. I know that the distribution is good and I know that nothing will probably happen there. Despite the fact that I kind of don't know this and it's a huge handball and it's the most riskiest fucking coin I ever shared on this channel. So I started to look. I started to Google what the fuck is this? Like how this mascot actually can be named. Is there like any attempt to create a PUMPY mascot? And I found something. It's very interesting. This thing is actually called PUMPY. And if you would check for PUMPY, this is the only coin that you have, which is like a
30k, 29k market cap, shared publicly on YouTube. I think several hours after it was shared, it was like at 60 or 79,000 lows in market cap. It's probably going to be like a generational fucking video. Probably I will be coming back to it. But again, it's fully not because of me. There were other people that supported essentially. And I think it's just a very easy identifiable issue that you just see right away that like an asset that solves this issue should be way higher in market cap.
Like a PUMPY mascot. You can clearly see that this is essentially a PUMPY.
Even if you don't believe into the stuff I'm sharing about like US wanting to exit scam, because that's that's an insane bull case. I'm not talking about this currently. I'm talking about index and solving the issue here.
Mascot. It's PUMPY, right? There were different attempts into launching this coin on PUMPY itself, but this is, I think, the only one that actually has ever bonded. And there was some activity on this coin. To be honest, in the first place, when I understood the narrative, like I was not the person who...
I know right now there is like some other version. People are trying to do the same thing as with BT. BT though, I think publicly it was called like at 6-7 million. I think it went to 4.2 or something, but it still was like quite a high entry for a regular person out there. And like all this bullshit happened that the holders that were able to get initially like at 700k, 1 million through this upper private, they dumped it and they started to push like OGBT and all this shit. I don't think that this is something that will be happening here. Mainly because of the fact it was shared at 30k market cap and you could have bought for hours first and then it was like at 600k, 400k, 2200k, there was a bunch of time, right? So I don't think that BTK actually has a chance to be repeating here. I honestly don't think that.
Person who found this specific coin. Like some people actually shared it with me. And I don't know much on what actually will be happening with this coin moving further. And I think like it's a big gamble at this stage, but I just bought some because I want to have a fucking index of everything that's happening. Like in general, I just want to have a fucking index of tens of millions of marketing dollars being spent on a daily basis. I don't want to be buying into fucking pump and I don't want to be jerking off to streamers and trying to somehow like run between all these racks and be able to make some money because I'm just losing. Like I'm just buying the streamer coins, I'm just losing. This is the only thing I'm doing. So
yeah, every time I trade, I lose. I know this.
I think this shit is pretty unique and it's pretty fucking insane if you would ask me. The only issue I see with this coin are a bunch of clusters that are present on this chart. So like there's 3%, 2%, and all these things. That's why myself, I didn't buy.
Yeah, as far as I know, they're still there. So you want to be cautious.
Buy much to make sure that I won't lose a lot of money. But at the same time, it's 30k market.
From one point of view, it's kind of organic because any coins they have these clusters initially, right? But guys, like I'm playing the game myself. I'm playing it in a very, very degenerate way. There are days I'm losing $15,000, $20,000, $50,000. This is just how I play it. I'm playing in it as a fucking degenerate myself. For most people, it doesn't work this way. It doesn't work.
Market cap, so like, man, I lost 5k yesterday, so like, what the fuck? I just bought some. I think it might be the big next thing. Obviously, if market essentially accept it, and if we'd be able to form a community about it, and I think we would be able to form a community about it because it's a fucking 30k market cap, and communities have been formed around assets. When regular people are able to get into the low market cap, and they essentially become a true fans of the coin because like the coin pretty much made them rich, right? And Momo was called by me at 300k market cap, but by CoinTook it was called at 100k market cap. So kind of was going up since the same levels, pretty much. So I do believe you understand my logic here. I do believe you understand the whole thought process. The only thing I wanted to have is an index to tens of millions of dollars that are being spent on a weekly basis by a fucking PUMPY team. And I want it to be a retail index. I don't want to jump on the cacks of VCs and be dumped on, and I don't want to, because I missed pump trade right at this stage, and I don't want to be jerking off to the streamer coins because they just don't understand what the fuck is happening. They just come and they rag the audience because they don't understand. Like all the crypto people cannot rag the audience because they understand that like they have to have certain name in the future, right? So again, this is the most riskiest coin at this stage that I was ever sure. I never share a coin in 30k market cap. Like I just think in terms of all the things that are happening, in terms of the marketing dollars and all the stuff that is happening, I think it might be the nice play out there. But again, it's up to you. It's very risky, so do whatever you want to do. I will just hold because I think logically it's very interesting how it's synced with Momo out there. It's very interesting. But these are just my 2 words at this stage.
Yeah, so this is it. This is this whole review. This is everything I wanted to share today. Just reiterate on the thesis Let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching this one. Stay healthy and rich. I shall be seeing you tomorrow.